Hello and good evening. Welcome to my first live stream I'm doing here on YouTube. Hello, beautiful people from all over the globe. I don't know, tell me in the chat where you're watching from. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today we are talking about a place that I hold very dear in Scotland. It's called Rosslyn Chapel or Collegiate Church of St. Matthew. There is a load of theories and conspiracy theories and things about this place. And today we are watching 5 videos that have been sent to me by people, and I never seen any of them. So bear with me. We are reacting and watching together. I hope the sound and everything is all right. Hello, Harrison from Kirkcaldy. So let's dive in. Welcome to Rosslyn Chapel. It's a collegiate church of St. Matthew built in 1446 by William Sinclair, Earl of Rosslyn, who had the idea to build his own pocket-sized cathedral. It's located in Midlothian, just outside of Edinburgh. It's 20 minutes by bus number 37 from Southbridge. So if you have a chance to visit this place, please do so, as they are operating as a charity. So each of your donations and entrance and anything you buy in store is basically directly helping to preserve this beautiful place. We have many people here. Welcome, William. William is one of my friends from the Rosslyn Chapel, so welcome, William. Let's dive right in. I have a first video prepared, but before we start, why Rosslyn Chapel? I visited this place 118 times till today, and I've wrote a book, novel, Epoch of Eden, about this place, and it's a novel about Knights Templars, Freemasons, and in times where God went on strike. So if you want to support me, link for the book where you can buy it is in the description of this video. And let's dive into the first video.
Hello and welcome. I'm Anne Diamond and I've come to show you a really special place in Scotland. It's actually a sort of place of pilgrimage where every year many people have come, something like 30 or 40,000 10 or 20 years ago. But since a certain book was written and a movie was made, the number of people who come on a sort of pilgrimage because they want to see it themselves has gone up to about 200,000. And it's amazing because they all have come, I don't know, to get a little bit of the magic for themselves. This is the famous, world famous now, Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. And of course it's the star of the Da Vinci Code book, and it's the amazing ending almost of the Da Vinci Code film. Not all of the book or movie are necessarily that accurate, and we will meet.
She is very right. As per my information, Dan Brown, who wrote the Da Vinci Code, never visited Rosslyn Chapel. And it's very interesting how inaccurate it all have been. And the most what you see in the movie have been done in the Hollywood studios.
We'll meet Maureen shortly, who'll tell us the real history of the Rosslyn Chapel. But my goodness, you can understand the magic, can't you? It's a gem.
It is a gem. In fact, there are no words, I don't think, to describe it.
And what a day to see it.
It's like this every day at Rosslyn.
Is it really?
Well, kind of.
Yeah. But the way the sunlight...
So this beautiful soul you see on the camera is Maureen, and Maureen is my pal for many years, and one of the characters in my novel is actually based on my talks, conversations, and entirely on this beautiful human being.
Sunlight picks out the sort of honey colour of some of the stone.
It is just gorgeous. Well, this is Rosslyn Chapel.
This is the chapel.
And this was the private family chapel of the Sinclair family. Now they live in their castle, which just sits about 200 metres down the hill from here in Rosslyn Glen.
Yeah. So it's the Sinclair
It's
family,
the
the
Sinclair
aristocratic,
family, yes.
ancient family.
Yes, they've been on the lands of Rosslyn since about the 12th century.
My goodness.
So they've been here a long
So
time.
when did they come here and build the chapel?
Well, they'd arrived here a good couple of hundred years before the chapel was built. The first Sinclair to Rosslyn was said to have been a man called William the Seemly Sinclair.
William the Seemly.
Yes. Now,
That means
seemly,
respectable?
well, it means good looking. It means
Oh,
handsome.
does it?
Yes.
Oh, good on him.
And the family genealogy describe him as yellow-haired, fair of face, of middle stature, and well proportioned in all of his
Oh,
members.
he sounds like an Adonis. Wonderful. So he is the one
So
who...
he's the one that arrives in Rosslyn.
Yeah.
Because he was amongst the party that was helping to escort the Princess Margaret up to marry the Scottish King Malcolm
And that's what
Canmore.
it was all about, a big
And that's
wedding.
what it was about, yes.
Right. Okay.
So-
So we're looking at a 15th century.
You are, but you're
Building.
only looking at part of what was to be the grand plan.
Oh.
Our founder, Sir William Sinclair, in 1446 was planning to build his gift to God. And it was going to be a cathedral.
Was it
Yeah,
indeed?
a pocket-sized cathedral.
Ah.
So it was to be built in the shape of a cross.
Yes, they all are, aren't they?
Yep. But as you can see, we're only at the head of the cross.
Yes.
Now, William dies before the building gets completed. So hence the reason we don't have our cathedral.
I see. But you do have a beautiful chapel.
Yes, I
The
don't think
stone
we
is from
need it.
where? What do we know the
Well,
stone?
the stone is sandstone, and we know some of it is from the surrounding glen. But just
If you walk to the glen today, you can still see some of the places where the stone was quarried. And you can also find some Neolithic carvings down there. It's a very beautiful place to visit. A little bit slippery after and sometimes very muddy, but definitely worth the visit.
just before lockdown, a part of the sandstone was sent off to the geology department at Edinburgh to see if we could find where the actual main quarry was. And they did. And it's seemingly about 13 miles from here, heading south down the borders. And the quarry's called Old Deep Syke Head.
Old Deep Syke Head. Right.
Yep.
Well, there's a conundrum in
It
itself.
certainly is.
Yeah.
So we think they would have either brought the stone either down the river, which
Yeah.
is up there and goes all the way down the bottom, or they would have just brought it overland with carts and ox or horses.
But you know, you could spend a lifetime studying each and every gargoyle or little carving in a
And
corner.
people have.
Yes, I think. Yeah.
We have.
And I'm one of them.
And you know all the stories.
Well, no, there's so many that's, yeah, there's just lots. There's something for everybody here.
So looking at this face,
Right, this
what
is,
should we take special note of?
you should take special note that this is the north side.
Yeah.
And all your carvings on this side are a bit more scarier, shall we say, a bit
Yeah.
more demonic. And the reason being is they believed back in the medieval time that this is the side where your evil, your badness would come from. Because as you can see, the sun rises in the east.
Yes.
It'll go round the south.
So trouble comes from the north.
Yes, and it's always in the shade.
Oh, is it? That's why it's so dark.
And that's
that
why it's
wall.
so dark. So you'll find your more scarier gargoyles, for example, you've got like lions above the door. And their belief was, well, it would frighten the evil from entering the sanctuary.
Very traditional, that, isn't
Yeah.
it? Tell
Yeah.
me about the beehive.
Now, this
Now, where
is
do we
very
find it?
interesting. Where this modern drain pipe is,
Yeah.
at the end of the main body of the kirk, just to the side you'll see the gargoyle face.
Oh, yeah, nasty face.
Yes. Now, just above his head is a
They still have beehives all over in the gardens right next to Rosslyn Chapel, from what I heard. But that honey is delicious.
small flower. And that flower has a hole in the centre of it.
Yes.
And that's your entry and your exit to the
For the
beehive.
bees. Wait, and they put that in the original?
Yep, that's
In the 15th
in
century?
the 15th century.
So that's probably still got 15th century bees in it?
No, we've got 21st century.
And I need to jump to it because inside Rosslyn Chapel, when you walk around and you watch the vane, you can find one Byzantine symbol, which is this one. And it's a symbol for Queen Bee. So look out for this symbol.
First century bees in it now.
But there are bees.
There are bees in
oh,
it.
That's wonderful.
You come out and some mornings it's just black up there
Really?
for the amount of bees. Yeah.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Now
But
we
they-
do have our own hives,
Yeah.
which are round the corner behind the bushes, and we sell our own Rosslyn Chapel honey.
Do you indeed?
Yes, we do. It's delicious.
Excellent.
But yeah, I don't think the intention was to collect honey, because back in the day, it would all be to do with community workers.
Communing with nature as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And the bees were little messengers of God.
Well, they're a sign of health as well, aren't it?
Yeah.
If you've got bees and they're flourishing, that means the rest of the farm is doing well.
It's doing well. Our founder was Sir William St Clair, the 11th Baron of Rosslyn,
Rosslyn, yeah.
He was the
11th
first-
Baron of Rosslyn.
and the first Earl of Caithness. So the Sinclairs themselves were also the keepers of the holy relics of Scotland.
Yes, we start to get
So
the sort of medieval myths and things coming
so
out.
this is where we think,
Yeah.
it could be all the hidden treasures of the Grail.
I'll bet there's a
from the
corner
Knight's
somewhere where
Temple.
there is something.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
No. Do you know?
I'm not telling you.
Anything else you want to point out
Now,
while we're here?
yes. So we come around
Maureen is a kind of person that is throwing all over jokes, so you need to get used to it, and I love it.
here. You'll find there's lots of music, lots of carvings of either angels or people playing musical instruments. Because we also have a hidden piece of music carved on the inside of the chapel. But I'll show you that
Oh,
shortly.
that's interesting.
Now, this wee carving here, this is a farmer rescuing a goose from
Oh,
the
yes.
jaws of a fox.
Oh, gosh.
Now,
Rural
is this
life.
just what was going on the
Yeah,
land?
well, yes, it would have been.
And then you'll notice on the inside of the arches, here's two of our very famous green men. You'll see the lovely big leaves.
Now, what does the green man signify?
Well, your green man is a pre-Christian fertility symbol.
So is he nature?
He is. He's regeneration, regrowth, rebirth. It's the continuing cycle.
And that we've got that sort of
And we've got them
idea
round
of it.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you'll see funny little plants carved on this inside arch here.
Oh my
That
God!
look a bit
Everything's
like-
a carving.
It looks a bit like corn.
It does.
Yeah.
Very like corn.
There's little
There is a multiple carvings like that in Rosslyn Chapel, pointing to probably a discovery of America way before Columbus, like a trillium flower that is originated in northern Canada, and well, it's carved on the chapel doors.
little bits of that everywhere. But I'll tell you
Every
that
single
tale.
thing tells a story,
Yeah,
doesn't
everything, everything. Our official name is not Rosslyn Chapel,
it? It is.
the Collegiate Church of St Matthew.
Right.
And collegiate churches are almost like medieval classrooms.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All of it, everything.
Yes.
All their learned stuff.
It was your
all their
illiterate
knowledge.
congregation. You
Yeah.
had no printed
No,
Bibles or
exactly.
books
So you
at
teach
this
them
point.
through symbols and
Yes.
and obviously carvings.
So you had to trust the priest that he was going to teach you the proper
I hope
tale.
he was a-
These carvings, there's lots of little people everywhere, but this is a little strange one. You'll see it's a skull and crossbones,
Oh, yes.
but you can just make out the vines coming out the mouths as well, and a very strange little face underneath.
Oh, there is. Yes.
Now, Rosslyn Chapel is alleged to have its Freemasonry and its Knights Templar
Yes.
connections. Now, everything in Rosslyn is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit like a get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
But because we've got no documents to tell us exactly what everything is, well, you can't say 100% that's definitely that. So an example is this one here.
Before Maureen continues, you can fit almost every single conspiracy theory on the Rosslyn Chapel. So that's why we heard about people telling that there is 150 spaceships right under the chapel and many more crazy theories like that. And I believe that Maureen, who is working there many, many years, have so many weird theories to talk about.
Well, it's about death, isn't it?
Yeah, yes.
And
I think so.
and the vines coming through the skulls and everything. It's about rebirth.
It's rebirth,
nature
regrowth,
taking,
yes. Going back to ashes, dust to dust.
So you mentioned the Freemasons.
Yes.
And the
Knights
Knights
Templar.
Templar. Who were the Freemasons? When were they? What did they do?
Well, modern day Freemasonry is completely different to Masonry when this was built. It was an occupation.
yeah, it was being a
You were
mason, a stonemason.
And you joined your little guild or your little trade union. This was built by the stonemasons' guilds, your carpenter's guild, your quarrier guild. So you would pay your fee to join this guild, and it kept the secrets of your trade. It set your prices. It meant if you weren't in the guild, you couldn't come in.
So they were like a trades union.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, except that they were skilled
They were
people.
very skilled. They might not
They
have
can't
been
have
able...
all have been local, can they?
No, 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 no.
So they would have pulled them in from all
Yes.
over.
The family genealogy, which was written around the end of the 1600s, tells us that William the Founder brought men from foreign lands and kingdoms.
That explains the superb.
And one of my researches that I'm currently doing is confirming some of the names of the workforce that have been originated from Burgundy in France. So that's why we also have a lot of Burgundian influence in Edinburgh, like a Collegiate Trinity Church and many more.
Superlative
Yes.
work.
Now-
They obviously only had the best.
We've also been described as French inspired with a Scottish accent.
Yeah.
So we'd imagine
Okay.
a lot had come over from France as well.
And then tell us about the Knights Templar then. When did they come on the scene?
Well, the Knights Templar are they'd long gone a good 150 years before we were built. But about 6 miles from here is the preceptory on the east coast of Scotland for the Knights Templar.
And this is wrong picture. This is on the West Lothian. It's called Torficum Preceptory. The preceptory or place in the Mid Lothian on the east coast is called Temple Village or Ballantradoch. In translation, it means stead of the warriors or stead of the warrior. And it's a kind of place where the motto of the village is "Twixt the oak tree, and you find billions buried free."
Is that where they landed?
That's where, if you were going on pilgrimage,
Yeah.
you'd go to the village today's called Temple. You would arrive at their preceptory with your goodies, and they'd give you a little chitty, your banker's draft.
Oh.
And off you'd go to your next preceptory on your travels, and it would save you taking all your treasures,
Yes.
so you wouldn't get attacked
Yes.
or robbed on your journey. So you would stop off at each Templar preceptory,
But who were the Templars?
warrior monks. And they
Which is
were-
an extraordinary concept, really, isn't it? But yeah.
Isn't it? But like you're
Yeah.
the opposites. But they were to protect the pilgrims who were going over to the Holy Land from your robbers and your
But
highwaymen and all
I mean,
sorts.
over the centuries, there's been building up this idea
were
of
very-
they're almost magic.
They were very romanticised. They really were. And I think it's because it is so far back in time. And it's a time where you hear the stories of the knights on horseback and your
Yes.
damsels in distress. And it just makes it sound,
And sort of curses and
Yeah.
things like that.
and it does make it sound so romantic.
Oh, it does.
I'm
I bet
afraid
it was
wasn't.
cold and wet and miserable
and
sometimes.
Yeah,
as
not
well.
very pleasant. So the Freemasons and the Knights Templars, they lay claim to here. But it's very...
A lot has happened since.
A lot has happened, yes, let's just say that. We'll leave it at that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Now, we're coming round to the northeast corner.
Yeah.
And this is where it all begins above ground. So down here, this is your cornerstone.
Yes.
So this is your first stone above ground. And that was said to have been laid on the 21st of September, 1450.
1450.
And that's St Matthew's Day. And then
I like the videography they did around the chapel. It looks really beautiful and cinematic.
this is the lower chapel. So it's not underground
As in the movie.
as in the movie. It was actually a standalone building.
Was it indeed?
Yes.
We'll
And
see
then-
that from the inside later.
Yeah, yes. And this is the magnificent Rosslyn Glen.
Oh, this is Rosslyn
This is your last part of ancient woodland in Midlothian.
It's beautiful.
And if trees could talk,
Oh, gosh, yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Welcome.
oh, yes. Isn't that beautiful?
Will take your breath away, this chapel.
The founder of Rosslyn Chapel was Sir William Sinclair. So when he arrives back from France, he gets permission from Rome to build his church.
Yes.
And well,
Which he thought was going to be a cathedral one day.
Yes, he thought
but
it
it's
was going to be
absolutely-
much
It's a
bigger.
very small, but an absolute gem. It's like every square inch has something
Yeah.
symbolic.
as you said, everywhere
Yes.
you look, there is something.
There's a story.
Now, this is the East End, and this is the most elaborate part.
It is, I mean, everything. And the
Yes.
pillars are beautiful.
Just everywhere.
Unbelievable. But all of the archways make you look up.
Yes, and that's the whole idea of this style of architecture, because God lives up there.
Tell me about these little boxes and the music.
Yes.
Because I've never seen anything like that before.
This is really, really quite unique. This is known today as the Rosslyn Motet. Now, each of these little cubes, you'll see have got a pattern on them.
Yes.
And each pattern is the picture of the sound of the musical note.
Interesting.
So today we call it cymatics. So if you imagine a metal plate and you put sand on it, and then say tune it to C sharp.
The sound will redistribute.
Yes, and that's what you
show
get.
a pattern.
So it's been-
But at the bottom of every one of them, there's a musician.
Yes, it's your heavenly choir. And in between each musician, you'll find another little green man.
yes.
They're absolutely everywhere.
But look at that. I mean, if you just look at that,
Yes,
everything is pulling you upwards. Yes.
yes.
Tell me about this pillar.
Now, this is the apprentice pillar. And it's also a nod to Yggdrasil, which is the Norse tree of life.
Ah, yes.
Because the Sinclair family are Norse descendants.
It's amazingly ornate.
Oh, it's beautiful. Now you've got 8 dragons around the base, and each of the dragons has got a root of the tree in its mouth, and they're holding it down. Now
The dragon is called Diogor, tree Yggdrasil, and you can search in Norse poems and old lore, and you will find these exact stories that William Sinclair wanted to be represented by this pillar.
the legend goes that when we were being built, Sir William Sinclair, one of his master masons, had created this beautiful pillar here.
Ah, yes.
Well, William looks and he thought, it's rather nice.
Yeah.
He said, but I want something more special for the other side. So Master Mason goes off to Europe to seek inspiration. But while he was gone, his apprentice boy, a young lad of about 14, had a dream in which he saw a beautiful pillar. Well, he told this to Sir William, and William thought it was a vision from God, so he allowed the boy to do the work. And of course, this was the result.
Well, this is what a young boy did.
Well, everyone was singing his praises.
Well, yeah.
But Master Mason returned, and he was full of inspiration, ready to start, and lo and behold, someone's pinched his spot.
Yes.
Well,
Apprentice.
Yeah, and when he found out who it was, you think he would have been proud of his
Yeah.
pupil.
Why was he related?
Well, no, that was his pupil. And instead of being proud of what he taught his young lad, he was overcome with rage and jealousy.
Oh.
That he picks up his mason's maul, he hits the young lad on the head
Bam! Bomboklat!
and kills him outright
What?
on the floor of the chapel.
The young lad who did
Yes.
this?
So murder's murder, regardless what
goodness.
century you're in.
Yes.
So Master Mason was tried for his crime. He was found guilty, and he met the hangman's noose.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, welcome to the lower chapel, or sacristy.
Yeah.
And we don't really know much about down here. We do know it's older than upstairs.
Yeah. Just listening to you, though, I mean, this isn't accidental, this
No.
sort of...
The acoustics down here are something else.
Yeah.
Now, the painting, as you can see, the colour that's on the carvings, that's all 19th century.
19th century.
This was done during the Victorian Restoration, which began round about the 1860s. So when they came down, of course, they put paint on. Some of the carvings, we just don't know what they are. For example, this one here, you can tell it's a female, but there's two young boys' heads over her shoulders. Now,
So what to know?
is it the founder's first wife and sons?
No,
We just don't know.
You could make anything up for
Or
it,
you
couldn't
could. Now, through this little room here,
Ooh,
welcome.
yes, thank you. I'll go here. So
And
there's
as you
one.
can see, we're not
We're
underground,
not underground
at all.
no. But you
these
do
are
feel you are.
these are all parts of the building that they just found lying round about. Now, some of them have been brought in from the little village of Temple,
Which was the landing
preceptory.
ground. Yeah.
Yes. For example, this one here was from Old Pentland.
Now, what is that?
This is said to be a Knights Templar gravestone. And this was found up in Old
What would be
Pentland
another
Cemetery.
statue or something?
No, some
Or
say
an
it would have
effigy
been their
of him?
sword, and others will say it was the long bones.
Yes.
Just, yeah.
Oh, that really is
But there was a
ancient
few
then.
of them found about a mile and a half up the road in Old Pentland
So
Cemetery.
this is pre-Rosslyn Chapel.
Pre-Rosslyn
Yeah,
Chapel.
but it's here now.
Yeah, because it was found on Sinclair's
Yeah.
land.
What about this?
Now, this is an
extraordinary-
interesting little one. This is called the King of Terror, and here he's here. It's death with his sickle. Now, this young person is wanting to escape death and get to everlasting life, so hopefully his name's in the Book of Life. Is the Ring of Eternity. This could be a symbol for protection, and they're up off the ground. Now, it's known, as I said, as the King of Terrors, but it's also said to be part of the 3rd degree Master Mason's degree.
a
And
project for
Freemason,
his...
yes.
So he got his degree after that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's lovely, these very, very old bits and pieces. And you, as extraordinarily, don't mind people touching them?
No, it lets you feel just how deep some of the carvings go in.
Yes, yes, it's very deep.
And
And it's lasted to this day.
It's amazing, it really is.
I would add to that place, that little room where they are standing. In medieval history, you will find these rooms. It's a place where the priest or a hermit who have been praying and working there have been living and taking care of the church. And I doubt that this little corner you can find down in sacristy is any different.
So how long can I stay and how much longer could you go on for? It is incredible.
Oh, it really is. I mean, you could speak about Rosslyn Chapel till the cows come home.
Yes, you could. And I'd like to stay until the cows come home.
Well, you can, you're
But,
more than
well,
welcome.
and we don't want to give away too much in a way because, like you said earlier, you have to see it to believe it. Even cameras, even our wonderful Viking cameras, can't do it justice.
You can't
because
capture
it's
that
special. The minute you walk in
energy.
there, it's special. Energy.
Yeah.
See, there is something quite spooky, isn't there, about that? Thank you so
My
much
pleasure.
for giving us your time
My
on
pleasure.
such a beautiful day here in Rosslyn.
A huge shout out to Maureen Moffat for this beautiful creation and beautiful tour she did for us or for people. Thanks to her beautiful and awesome knowledge, it's all online for people to see. And I will include after this stream the videos we are watching in the descriptions that you can rewatch them if you want. And let's continue with the second video. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat where you are visiting from or where you are watching from. Hello, Roberto, my hermano. He's the very nice guy who I led to the Rosslyn Chapel. He was also very mesmerized by it. So tell me in the chat where you are watching from, and I hope you are enjoying it, and I hope my voice is not annoying enough. This is my first live stream I ever did, and well, let's see how things go. We have a second video, and I'm seeing that this channel have a AI label. So let's see what these slope gobblers produced.
7 miles south of Edinburgh, hidden in plain sight, a chapel that doesn't quite fit the history books. To most visitors, Rosslyn Chapel is a beautiful Gothic masterpiece. But for the Sinclair family who built it, was it meant to hide something far deeper? A quiet refuge, or a coded message from the Knights Templar? Carvings cover every inch, plants and symbols that raise questions no one expected, questions that exploded into legend thanks to the Da Vinci Code. We see faces staring from the vines, geometric patterns etched high in the arches, and plants carved in stone that seem to belong to a world Europeans weren't supposed to know yet. Was Sir William Sinclair simply raising a chapel for prayer? Or was he quietly assembling a stone archive, a final vessel for the forbidden knowledge the Knights Templar once guarded with their lives?
No, I don't like which way this video goes. I would say Rosslyn Chapel is an encyclopedia of all religious, divine, initiatory knowledge known to men in 1460s, 1450s, 1440s.
To decode Rosslyn, we must look at the men behind the stone. The Sinclairs, descended from Norman lords with strong Crusader ties. Families like theirs were deeply woven into the world of the Crusades, exactly the network from which the Knights Templar first emerged. In the early 1100s, Hugues de Payon, the Templars' first Grand Master, visited Scotland to recruit knights and secure support from King David I. Land was granted. Seeds of the order took root here. When the Templars were suppressed in 1307, most of Europe hunted them down. But Scotland, excommunicated under Robert the Bruce, stood outside papal reach. Some say fugitive knights found shelter in places like Sinclair lands, their knowledge quietly protected. Yet Scottish trial records show Sinclairs testifying against the order. A real split, or a strategic silence to hide ongoing ties.
Or their testimony have been absolutely made for the protection. Because as we know, only 2 people who traveled for trial down to the England from Scotland, they have been not executed.
By 1446, when William Sinclair began the chapel, his family held hereditary mastery over Masonic traditions, as though something older had been passed down. What if these walls were built to safeguard secrets the Templars once carried? Deep within the chapel, the pillars command attention. The apprentice pillar rises in a helix of vines, seemingly alive, defying stone. Its placement, its intricate design, quietly directs the mind toward Jerusalem. The Templars took their name from Solomon's Temple, headquartered on its ancient ruins where they sought hidden wisdom. In Rosslyn, esoteric traditions and Masonic interpreters have long seen the chapel's prominent columns, the richly carved apprentice pillar and its planar companions, as evoking Jachin and Boaz, the twin bronze pillars that guarded the entrance to Solomon's sacred sanctuary. In the biblical description of Solomon's temple, these two pillars stood at the entrance to the sanctuary, marking the passage from the outer world into sacred space. Strength on one side, establishment on the other. An ancient threshold reimagined in Scottish stone. Did the Sinclairs intend this subtle echo? A portal to the same forbidden knowledge the Templars guarded?
Or he simply wanted to pass some knowledge to illiterate people, because it's easier to point to something that is carved and tell the story about it. Not everything needs to be conspiracy hidden and romanticizing of Templar lore.
High above, in the arches of the Lady Chapel, 213 small stone cubes.
This is not even Rosslyn Chapel. Is it? No.
Protrude, each carved with intricate geometric patterns. In the early 2000s, father and son researchers Thomas and Stuart Mitchell began studying these carvings more closely.
Oh yeah, this is a replica down in the Victoria and Albert Museum in London.
They noticed something unusual. The patterns resembled Chladni figures, the geometric shapes created when sound vibrations move sand across a vibrating surface. Intrigued, the Mitchells began comparing the stone designs with known vibration frequencies. And slowly, a striking possibility emerged. Each carved cube might correspond to a specific musical tone. By assigning musical notes to the shapes, the researchers created a sequence of tones based on the cubes themselves. Working with musicians, they translated this sequence into a piece of music now known as the Rosslyn Motet. The melody has since been performed publicly, a haunting, simple chant said to reflect the silent geometry carved into the chapel's stone. Not everyone is convinced. Skeptics argue the resemblance is coincidental, noting that similar decorative patterns appear in medieval stonework across Europe. To them, the cubes are simply ornamental carvings, beautiful, but not musical. Yet the idea continues to fascinate. When the patterns are matched to specific frequencies and translated into musical notes, they form a simple, haunting, plain chant. A melody that, whether intentional or not, seems to echo through the stone itself. Did the builders
You will love the Rosslyn Motet. So on YouTube you can search for Rosslyn Motet. There is entire album, and give it a listen.
stand a lost science of sound, encoded here in silence? Or are we hearing echoes that were never meant to sing? The stone offers no answers, only the invitation to listen closer. The mystery deepens with the Green Man. One of the most recurring images in the chapel is the Green Man. While usually seen as a simple pagan symbol of rebirth, some researchers have proposed a far more exotic origin. They point to the Islamic figure of Al-Khidr, literally the Green One, a mystical guide who represents eternal wisdom.
Wow, this is the exact information I used in my book, because that's what I am coming through when I'm researching this topic about green men. I'm always jumping back and, poking to Al-Qadir.
Given the Templars' decades in the Middle East, Is it possible these carvings were meant to signal a bridge between Western faith and Eastern mysticism? Or is the resemblance merely a coincidence of ancient art? Perhaps the most unsettling feature of the chapel involves the carvings of maize. Rosslyn was finished in the 1440s, decades before Christopher Columbus set sail. How could a new world plant be carved into Scottish stone so early?
And there is entire lore about one of the members of Sinclair family traveling to the American continent. From what we know, until 1650s-ish, for example, Greenland have been not under ice, and there have been passages where boats can pass. So it's very plausible theory, and also the other carvings in the chapel pointing to that point.
The carvings appear to show plants strikingly similar to maize, corn with tightly packed kernels. Maize is native to the Americas and was unknown in Europe until after Columbus returned from the Caribbean in 1492. Because of this, the Rosslyn carvings have sparked decades of debate among historians, botanists, and explorers. Some researchers argue the resemblance is too close to ignore, suggesting knowledge of these plants may have reached Scotland long before the official discovery of the New World. Others strongly disagree. Medieval stone carvings often stylized plants into decorative patterns, and many scholars believe these shapes simply represent lilies, wheat, or other common European vegetation. Yet the question remains, if the resemblance to maize is real, how did the sculptors know what it looked like? This points us to Henry Sinclair, the first Earl of Orkney. Legend
Told ya.
tells of a voyage Henry took to North America in 1398, nearly a century before Columbus. Botanists often argue the maize patterns are simply stylized lilies or wheat, common in Gothic art, and that we may be seeing patterns where none were intended. But if the Sinclairs truly possessed Templar navigational charts, could Rosslyn be the first physical record of a secret transatlantic journey? The greatest secret of Rosslyn may lie not in what we can see, but in what remains hidden beneath our feet. For centuries, persistent traditions have spoken of a sealed underground vault. According to the family's own history, the Sinclair knights were buried there, in full armor, laid to rest in a manner some associate with the austere burial traditions of the early Knights Templar. In the 1990s, investigations at Rosslyn used ground-penetrating radar to examine what lies beneath the chapel floor. The results were striking. The scans revealed subsurface voids, suggesting the presence of a man-made chamber beneath the chapel, a space that appears to have remained undisturbed for centuries. Why hasn't
That's not quite good information. There is a story that one of the earls 150 years ago opened the slab, went down, and that's all we know basically.
hasn't it been opened? The official reason is structural integrity. The chapel is built on a steep ridge, and excavating beneath it could risk the entire structure collapsing. This has created a quiet stalemate between modern archaeology and medieval architecture.
Plus, is Earls of Rosslyn basically burial place? Will you go and open the tomb of your granny? Probably not.
Does the vault hold the lost archives of the Templars? The Holy Grail? Or perhaps just the mortal remains of a family that took their secrets to the grave? Rosslyn Chapel was not built for the crowds. It was built to be understood by those who could read its symbols. It stands as a stone testament, a kind of library shaped by a family at the crossroads of the Crusades, the Norse sagas, and the mystery of the New World. What remains is a building that asks more questions than it answers. The stones remain. The symbols are silent.
And many people are not realizing that Rosslyn Chapel or Collegiate's Church of St. Matthew is still a working church, and it's not the Hollywood studios. So it was very surprising for me to see that people are able to damage this beautiful place and take stones as souvenirs home, which is absolutely disgraceful behavior that I wanted to call out on this video. And I think we are finished with this video, and we have 3 more left. Maybe we will finish soon than 3. So let's see what another video have to offer. This one is shorter.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. Today we visit Scotland to look into the mysteries of Rosslyn Chapel and its connection to the treasures of the Knights Templar. Once upon a time, there was a small chapel in the scenic Scottish countryside of Midlothian, near Edinburgh.
Near Edinburgh. Wait. They literally... So these guys making these AI-generated videos are not able to even write properly how Edinburgh should be.
Edinburgh. It was constructed in the 1400s when Scotland was Catholic, before the Protestant Reformation. The chapel resembled a miniature Gothic cathedral and was the private chapel of Sir William Sinclair. He resided with his family at the nearby Sinclair Castle. Nestled in the heart of Scotland, it has long stood as a mysterious
So this is not Rosslyn Castle, definitely.
and captivating place. Its enchanting beauty and intriguing history had drawn visitors from around the world. But what lies beneath the surface of this ancient
This is not Rosslyn Chapel either.
chapel? What secrets does it hold? Rosslyn
This is not Rosslyn Chapel either. This looks like some AI-generated slope.
Chapel is an architectural wonder. Its intricate stone carvings, delicate craftsmanship, and unique design has left many in awe. But it is the mystifying symbolism found within these carvings that have sparked intrigue and
This is also not a Rosslyn Chapel.
speculation for centuries. The true significance of these carvings remain a mystery. Some theories suggest that the intricate patterns and symbols represent everything from the Holy Grail to the Knights Templar. The chapel's association with the Templars is particularly intriguing, as these knights have long been subject to fascination and speculation, and no other location has closer ties with Templar lore and mysteries. In fact, some believe that beneath the Rosslyn Chapel lies hidden Templar treasure. These theories stem from the fact that the Sinclair family, the founders of the chapel, had a connection to the Knights Templar. It is believed that the Sinclairs may have brought relics and treasures from the Holy Land, which they hid within the chapel's underground vaults. Most of the
This is one of those conspiracy theories.
stories come from a combination of the Sinclair's family ties to the Templars and a work written by Father Richard Hay in the 1700s. Here he tells of secrets within the chapel, hidden vaults, and the tunnels that run beneath it. Some leading to the temporary resting place of the 12 Knights. With the help of
So based on the geology and all the stuff in the Rosslyn Glen and Rosslyn Glen Country Park, We know that there are tunnels, but you can find many of them from the Rosslyn gunpowder factory, like proper mines, and we know that silver have been mined in the area in early centuries, so there are definitely tunnels, but where they go, where are the entrances, nobody knows.
Walter Scott, these stories went to a weird place between history and legend. Some of the stories about Rosslyn have grown over the years. They range from the bizarre, alien landing spot, to the epic. 12 Templars lie in slumber beneath the chapel, ready to return when the world needs them again. The chapel's actual crypts and hidden passages only add to the air of mystery. Results from a scan done by the US Navy did go underground. According to the research, these results showed a series of tunnels snaking along underground, away from the chapel.
I was trying to confirm this information of US Navy scanning the chapel and grounds, and I think this was made up by AI.
While the exact layout and purpose of these spaces remain uncertain, they fuel the imagination of those who visit. Many wonder what hidden secrets might lie within the hidden chambers waiting to be discovered. According to other sources, inside these tunnels lie a Spartan stone crypt, hidden far away from the intricate wall carvings. Others believe that there are underground vaults in these tunnels which contain the remains of 9 former barons of Rosslyn and 3 princes of Orkney, all encased in lead-lined caskets. Despite the allure of
Yep, I heard the theory that they have been trying to make them vampires and all of this crap. I don't think that's a very reliable video.
these theories, it is important to separate fact from fiction. Scholars and historians continue to study Rosslyn Chapel, piecing together its true history and unraveling the meaning behind its carvings. While the Knights Templar connection is fascinating, evidence supporting a hidden treasure remains elusive. However, the Rosslyn Chapel does hold one undeniable secret beneath its floors. In the 19th century, a vault was discovered containing the remains of several members of the Sinclair family. This unexpected and amazing
Unexpected? It's a family chapel with the people buried all over.
find sheds light on the chapel's rich history and family connections. As visitors explore Rosslyn Chapel today, they can marvel at its awe-inspiring beauty and speculate on the secrets it may hold. Whether it is the intricate carvings or the whispers of hidden treasure, Rosslyn Chapel continues to captivate the imagination of all who pass through its doors. So what lies beneath Rosslyn Chapel? Perhaps it's more than just hidden vaults and secret passages. Maybe it is the power to transport us to a bygone era, to ignite our curiosity, and to remind us of the enduring mystery of the past. Rosslyn Chapel remains a testament to the power of human creativity, ingenuity, and the eternal quest for knowledge.
That's probably the only true trigger.
We hope you enjoyed this little journey to Scotland to explore the mysteries of Rosslyn Chapel.
So we will be not listing this video, definitely. It's AI slop, basically, or full of it, or definitely the text or writing have been done by ChatGPT, and I can make me cringe. So this is the Steve Marsh. When I opened this video, I saw that he's basically going through the entire glen and around the Rosslyn Chapel, but here
for
he's
now,
going
but like
inside.
I say, we will be back. Once the sun's gone down and the last of the visitors have left for the day, I'll give you a very rare and privileged look inside the chapel. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. I'll see you in a bit. But while we're here, it'd be a shame not to have a look down at Rosslyn Castle, which sits just about 200 metres from the chapel. Now, both of these places are...
Here we go.
So here we are, folks. Everyone's gone home, and I've got Rosslyn Chapel all to myself. How exciting is this? And if anything, it looks even more spectacular at night than it does during the day. Of course, during the day, you've got the sun coming in through the stained glass windows. But at night, it feels a little bit more authentic, because back in the day, there would have been no stained glass windows. They would have gone in maybe the 18th, 19th century. And before that, it would just have been wooden shutters.
That's how I always feel there. I always want to look up and just turn around and enjoy the view.
Just walking around here on my own, it certainly heightens the senses, and the silence is almost deafening. But it gives me a sense of the history of the place, the myth, the legend, from when it was built originally in the 1400s. And then you've got when, say, Cromwell's army would have come here with their horses and stored their horses in here. Imagine using this place as a stable. And then you've got all the modern myth and legend that stems from the Dan Brown book, the Da Vinci Code, and the movie that followed, and that's just brought so much more popularity to Rosslyn Chapel.
So much popularity that some of the summer days there can be like 800, 900 people from what I heard.
Right guys, brave Steve, all on his own, at night, he's going to go down into the crypt. This is the oldest part of Rosslyn Chapel. And back in the day, this would have been used as a workshop when they were building the main chapel. And down here, you've got these markings on the wall. How old are they? But more importantly, what do they mean?
So this symbol of the flower, from what we find out, is a symbol of gypsies. In the times of William, gypsies in England have been basically hunted down, and he was one of the people who gave them a safe spot where they can spend their time or hide, which was the Rosslyn Glen. Yeah.
Now through this little archway we've got all the old stonework and decoration that's fallen into disrepair over the years. Look at this little fella. And we've got the mirrors here so you can see the guys round the corner. Oh, he doesn't look too happy. This is such an incredible place, it really is. Now, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere under the chapel there's a vault, and that's where William Sinclair himself is buried in full knight's armour. What a thought that is, eh?
Oh, I accidentally... let's go back, because that's a spot you can remember from the Da Vinci Code movie. Here we go. If you see this little circle, wait, can I? Yeah, you see that circle. So that have been the place where they placed the David Star, and when they left and they finished the filming, they took it away, and all the people touching it, so there was a lot of dirt around it.
Oh On here we've got the apprentice pillar. You'll notice that a lot of the pillars are different in here. But the legend of this one is that the master's apprentice did this all on his own, and when the master came back, he was so filled with jealousy that he murdered the apprentice on the spot. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a nice story.
It's a nice story of the apprentice killed by the master, or it's just an allegory to the story of Hiram Abif.
So that's us all done for today, folks. It's getting late. I'm going to have to tear myself away from here. But thank you so much for joining me today in this totally unexpected treat, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
So, my best folks, now I have your chats in front of me. If you have any questions about Rosslyn Chapel that you would like to ask me, so let's do it. We have 9 viewers watching. Jim Ellis, Fraser Clark, Reels Ryan from Finland. Haha, hermano. I think we have to visit the place again with the best guide we could have in life. Thank you, my friend. It was very big pleasure to meet you and show you the place and the glen and places around. Greetings from Munich, hermano. Another person calling me hermano. Those black and white sketches, I think you can find them on the trove.scot. Let me open the page for you. And this is the page where you can go for a research. It's very easy when you type Rosslyn Chapel. Oh, they're verifying it. So here you click on digital images and you can find a loads of them here. Probably the most of them that have been gathered all over Scotland. Here we go, Sherry. Namaste, Sherry. Sherry is another beautiful soul. She's watching all of my videos and always sending a nice comments. So thank you, Sherry. I hope you enjoyed this video. So are there any other questions about Rosslyn Chapel? We can hold this question part for maybe another 5 minutes, maybe longer if there is more questions. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was my first live stream. Never done this before, and probably will be doing more often with the different historical topics. So if you want to support your folk, this book is called The Epoch of Aden. It's the first of 7 books. It's mostly all about Rosslyn Chapel. You can find it on a link down in the description. I don't like to pitch product, so that's it. And let's wait if there are any other questions coming in. We have 8 viewers. Raise your hand if you dare. It's a weird feeling live streaming and not watching the live stream. Actually, yes, we saw the cornerstone. Is there also a keystone or capstone mentioned somewhere? So there is a keystone up in the ceiling, basically, of the chapel. Also, this cornerstone is pointing to the exact east. it's a beautiful hidden place, and those benches above it, they have been built for people with leprosy, so that the people who had leprosy can still enjoy the sermon. Thank you, William. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much. How is your reading going? How are you enjoying it? That's a very interesting question from Sherry. Why were you drawn to Rosslyn Chapel? What inspired you? So I have been my first time when I came across Rosslyn Chapel have been actually the Da Vinci Code book. Then some of my friends or somebody from my circle traveled to Rosslyn Chapel. I was living in Slovakia, and I was brought back a souvenir, a book that was wrote by Earl of Rosslyn. And I moved to Edinburgh during COVID, and I had no idea that the Rosslyn Chapel is literally 35 minutes walk from where I was staying. So I took the big, huge Cane Corso Italian Mastiffs, and we went for a walk. And I ended up, during the COVID, outside of the doors to the Rosslyn Chapel. And yeah, and I was like, once it opened, I will be back. And since that, I've been back 118 times. Thank you, William. So if you give me 2 minutes for a little wee break, maybe we can watch together video we done for the Weird Britain TV show. Haha, thank you, Roberto. Thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely think it is. You are very right, Sherry. I met the best people of my life in the chapel. Some people, we don't chat, we don't talk, we meet only when we go visit chapel, unplanned from each other. So yeah, the dragon lines or ley lines, it's called rose line. From what I see in maps, wait a minute, I can maybe find it. Yeah, I'm looking for the map. There have been nice drawing of it. So ley lines are energetic lines of the earth. Some people are saying that they are not real because they have been firstly mentioned in 1820s-ish. But from what we know, they have been found in the Chinese mythology as a dragon lines that is mentioned in the questions. And let me find the map. If there is that map. No. But you can basically connect from, if you look to the prehistoric maps, all of these stone circles and ley lines, it's like a ancient map, maybe the ancient way how to travel. That's why you can find sacred groves and wells and churches and chapels and pagan places and carvings all over. And you can draw straight lines between some of them. And they're pretty nice places for people who are very sensitive to this kind of stuff. I'm trying to find that map, but with the amount of AI slop and crap, it's kinda hard. Ha, here is the map. Let me. So here it is. So this is the map of just the area of Rosslyn Chapel and the ley lines. And if you follow the route, so for example from Melrose to Temple to Rosslyn to Crossford, Dunfermline, etc., you come to the exact places and the exact destination that Queen Victoria followed during her visits, and during the times she actually gave the order to Baron of Rosslyn to make Rosslyn Chapel as a place of worship again. Oops. So, hello to Argentina. Thank you for joining us. Yes, within the chapel, there are two places. One is, wait, let me maybe find a place. Rosslyn Chapel. Let's see if there is that place described or it's captured. Yeah. So one of the places is stone right here where my mouse is. People usually feel lightweighted. You can, every single day you can see somebody meditating there or praying there. And then you have a place back behind the pillars, what is supposed to be one of the crossing of these ley lines. I cannot find some good picture. It's literally, here is a third pillar and it's literally there. Well, it kind of look like a flower of life, like optical illusion if you look to them. And in Chinese mythologies, people were well aware of this. And I think the Pictish people and Celt or Celts have been also well aware, because everywhere where we are pointing these lines, you can always find something that is Neolithic, even older. So we have 12 viewers. Tell me in the chat if you still have a time for your folk from Scotland or in Scotland. And if yes, I will take a 30 seconds break and we can maybe watch together one more video that I did for the TV show Weird Britain with fascinating Andy McGrath about the Temple Village, the first headquarters of Knights Templars. Based on those, for the carvings, we have no idea. You can spot it. Those original ones are more weathered, and those less original ones are basically with the full faces. We know that during the Reformation, there have been like mobs that came with a hammer and chisel and knocked down many faces in a chapel. So it's very interesting because some of those carvings, you can find the copy of them in a wood in the Abbotsford house of the. It's a home of Sir Walter Scott, and you can find some plaster replicas, but you can also find some wooden carved copies, or maybe those are the originals, because as we know, William Sinclair required every stonemason firstly to carve the carving from wood, and then basically giving him to approval before it was carved from stone. And folks, I really need a little wee break, so I will be back in 30 seconds. And I'm back. That was just a nature calling. So we have 9 people watching. Do you have any other questions about Rosslyn Chapel? There is no stupid question. Thank you, Raoul's art. Raoul's art. So there is 8 beautiful people watching still. Any questions you have about the Rosslyn Chapel? If I know the answer, I will answer you. How do you feel when you are in the chapel? I feel home. I feel like I entered the sanctuary. You know, you enter the walls of the chapel and you have the feeling like all the troubles of outside world disappeared. And then when you go for a wee walk to Rosslyn Glen, you have a feeling like you entered different world. It's simply like you don't realize in like how close you are to the Edinburgh, where is few million people visiting Fringe Festival, and you come to this beautiful glen or chapel, and it's bam, just a piece. I always like to browse these photos that people are adding. You know, you cannot take pictures inside a chapel. It's not because they are hiding something. I heard a story that some tourist lady slipped and tried to sue the chapel, so because she was looking to her phone. Has anyone mapped all the faces and figures of the chapel? Also, let's say the placement of all the green men. Is there a pattern in where different forms appear rather than merely their number? Yeah, there have been mapped all the green men of the Rosslyn Chapel. There is over 150 of them. As it was mentioned in one of the videos, I think that's exactly where is the collision with Islam. You know, in that time, Islam have been treated differently, especially after Crusades, and it was religious knowledge, and these people love to gather knowledge. So how you tell the people from your your congregation and your workers basically the story of another religion, you point to the carving, and it's pointing to the story of Al-Qidr, who have been basically described as a green man in Islam, who is the last prophet of it. And all over on the vine, wait, maybe I can, yeah, I can find, here is the vine where there is like a loads of them. And some people are saying that this is basically the calendar of harvest and seasons, and basically what you can find all over it is exactly these that I drew before, the Byzantine symbol for Queen Bee, and above the one of those symbols is the original beehive. So we can assume that above every single of these symbols, there was in past there was a beehive. Montoya. I have no idea about any place like this in England. Maybe try to ask in your local lodge when you meet with them, and they might be able to point you to some Templar sites in your area, but I have no idea about England. Do you feel an affinity or soul connection to the Knights Templars? Whew, that's a question. That will be a huge claim, and I don't like to claim these kind of things. Yeah, I have no answer, to be fair, for this question, and maybe another, as I'm curious one. After studying Rosslyn for years, what have you discovered that you think is genuinely important, but almost nobody asks about? So we have the celestial knowledge or astronomy knowledge there, where you can find Earth and Sun, and when you drive the line, you have an exact tilt of the Earth towards the Sun. There are things that I will be not discussing on the live chat, and those are things that only people who are looking for these exact places and little spots will find them. Many of them, you see more in my friend there, she is working in the chapel over 17 years, and we still find something new, so it's very hard. You will need few lifetimes to remember and talk about everything in that chapel. Oh, Trash Panda Adventures. Hello, Minty. Minty is my pal that we always go for one-wheel rides to in the Highlands. If you check my channel, there is a full documentary from last year, from 2025, where we are riding one wheels, and it's an absolutely brilliant tour, full of absolutely fascinating people. Do we have any other questions today? This is my first live stream I ever done, and we have 9 viewers, people who are here probably from the beginning, from what I see in the comments, which is absolutely brilliant. And tell me in the comments, will you enjoy if I do live streams about certain topics like these? It's not only about Rosslyn Chapel, but we can talk about different topics. If yes, what topics would you like for me to cover, to do a research about? Yeah, William, I have visited the chapel since 1986 and always felt safe and protected whenever I entered the chapel from the first and still be very time I entered the doors. I have the exact same feeling, William. It's like a place where if you need a sanctuary, you will find it there. If you need place to pray, you find it there. If you need new friends, you met them in the Rosslyn Chapel. And I cannot mention one single person that is like a bad person that I met there during my visits that we became friends. And few of them are in this chat. So, what do you mean the relation from Freemasonry? Can you maybe define the question more? Have you meant the carvings in the Rosslyn related to Freemasonry? Yeah, so basically within the chapel you can find, it's a discussable because there is not official proof until I publish my white paper of the connection of Freemasons and the Rosslyn Chapel. But you have a one carving on the doors outside that is basically symbolizing the initiation ritual. At least some people says it's a story of one of the Williams, the predecessors of William Sinclair who built the chapel, who have been kidnapped down in England and the ransom have been paid for him. So it's a dual meaning, but for many it's a Masonic, for many it's not. You can find some parts of Freemason degree inside the chapel, which you have a first, second degree, and then outside of the chapel we found points to the Mark Master Mason degree. Why is there not a third degree? Because third degree came later on in the history, I think in the 1800s. Until then, the Freemasons had only two degrees, and the Mark Master Mason sort of. It's basically a story of paying wages for the work. Thank you, Sherry. Tell us about the other ruins that you visit on your adventures and the people, places, things that you came across. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. Hello, Spencer8989. Where are you watching from? Thank you, Rain. Yeah, it's already hour and a half and 11 viewers watching, and I was expecting to be like a 45 minutes, but as you guys are active in chat, I'm very happy to answer the questions, and you can. I will be leaving this video to basically proceed to my channel, so you can rewatch it or returns back. You are very welcome. Your thoughts on Glasgow's Lady Chapel in its comparison to Rosslyn Ladies Chapel? I think that certain influence of the French Burgundian stonemason workforce is visible on both, and you can find it all over Scotland. It's if you are a country and half of your workforce dies because of the plague, in those times they had no medicine like we had now. So they imported workforce from mainland Europe, mostly from Burgundy in France, where had been very prominent school apprenticeship for a stonemason guild, and also a lot of family members of Sir William Sinclair. But I think that's the exact influence that we can see in the Ladies' Chapel in Glasgow and the Ladies' Chapel in Rosslyn Chapel. Oh, that's you, Sarah. Now it clicked to my hand. At Pecan there with Minty and everyone. Has everyone ever done a precise survey of Rosslyn coordinates, azimuths and horizons lines to test astronomical alignments? I saw some documents like that, and it was pretty properly aligned with this, I think, with the Sirius and the constellation of Draco, something like that. Very interesting point, a little trivia. The same symbol was used in ancient Crete around 3200 BC for the double pelekis to denote a royal abode, and from its etymology in Greek we get the word labyrinth. Very interesting. Thank you for this comment, Konstantin. Oh, definitely. Not many people know about in this chat. I go to Rosslyn Chapel very often, and whenever any of you wanna have a tour of this beautiful place, I'm very open to give you a tour, free of charge. I love the place, and if we match our time schedules, I'm happy to do it. Any other questions? Waiting for your questions. There is 10 people watching. I need to make this chat bigger for myself because I can't see it. Any other questions? If not, I will be slowly finishing this live stream, my friends. And I think it's a time. So we stream for an hour and 37 minutes. Thank you for your absolutely brilliant company. Thank you for all your messages. Thank you for all your comments. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I will try to find new topics for you that we can enjoy together. So have a lovely evening. Please subscribe, like, comment, share it with friends, or watch other videos on my channel. And I am on the race basically to achieve YouTube monetization partner program, because they are raising requirements, and for the small creator like me it will be almost impossible to reach it. So thank you for watching. Have a beautiful evening, have a beautiful day, you have a beautiful morning wherever in the world you are, and thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you enjoy it. Bye bye.